to give you a sense of the property here, the work that has been done so far. This is the driveway, which did not exist 2 years ago. So it goes down to the main road down there, down over there. So when you come up, it opens up. Had to make a clearing out there for the barn, which will eventually go up. I like to call that the tent furnace, as I've cast my tent, pitched my tent in that shaded area. It gets really, really hot there in the sunlight, but still a good place to camp. Nice flat, make for a great barn area. Oh yeah, and you have the library, the study, nice little grassy area. And you've got the trails, which go to the other parts of the property. Down there, as you can see, it's a huge drop-off. Some cool stuff. We'll head down there shortly. Check things out. Then you've got the images that you've been seeing of the screened-in porch. Superstructure here, that's for sure. Built like a tank. Look at that. This is going nowhere. For sure. Beautiful structure. Boards are all down. Look at that. All laid out. You've got the side by side waiting. Here's the other cut trail down through here, which also goes down the hill. That's usually the return. The first one is that's the descent. The other one is the ascent up into the property. And then here's base camp. Got a shed with stuff that's needed. Got a tent. You got the picnic table for sitting. And over here we've got another fire ring, just to get hanging around the campsite, start a good fire. Just a great little setup we have up here. So it's good to show all these things and all the work that's been done so far. Done by this guy. Say hello, Josh.
Hello, Josh.
So we're getting ready to head down and drag up a beach, get it to the mill, get all that squared away, and we'll take some video so you guys can check that out. Catch you in a little bit.
Here's the sawmill. It is a Wood Miser LX55 that we bought new. We took delivery back in early October. We've gotten some wood cut. I've got beams cut for bridges, beams cut for porch. Beautiful cherry wood that we got. Cherry tree unfortunately met its demise over a windstorm. And there's the cherry. That needs to be stickered and covered. But this is our sawmill site. Whole bunch of nothing but trees.
we're at the top of the hill on the range here on the property. What you can see behind me is, how far is that, Josh?
283 yards.
283 yards of pure shooting excitement. So trail cuts down through to the backboard, our target spots. Just a great place to shoot. Up high you get a great overview of what's going on. But as you can tell through the trail, some of those trees really just need to get out of the way. Like that one. Way out there in the middle. Hopefully there's no bullet holes in it, but if there is, you're a horrible shot. There's a couple of them out there that need to go. I'm sure that we'll drop those eventually, but this is the range. Needs a little trim, but you should be able to see through there. Hope you enjoy.
He just showed you where we were at the top of the shooting range. Right now we are just about halfway there, so we're 150 yards away from our main backstop right now. Now, I've only started cutting this maybe 3 months ago, and my ultimate goal is to have this thing about 50 feet wide, and I can actually go 1,400 yards for a shot. This is just a start, and what I would like to do is make stations, one shooting station up towards the top, and then we'll have different targets that kind of jump from side to side. That way we can keep the trail right down the middle of the shooting range. Right now we're sitting in a little spot that, even though it's a shooting range, the deer love this area. This is a great bedding area, so I cleared out this very small section right here where we're sitting and planted a bunch of clover and radish. Well, they have found it all and love it. And then right behind us we've got a corn bag feeder and one of my trail cameras.
Let's go around. Let me show all that. So there's the corn bag, which is a smorgasbord of corn. Oh yeah, and trail cam over there, which we get a lot of video footage of furry woodland creatures.
And that trail cam is actually a very good camera. It's a it's like 2 years old now, well, a year and a half. It's a Muddy, and it takes probably better pictures than some of my high-end or even my cell cameras. The Moultrie, cheap, easy to move around, and I don't have to worry about somebody coming in and stealing this. If they steal a bag, I can replace the bag pretty easily. So
do they typically run through here?
Yes, they will cut straight through here.
And what you can see is a created through scraps in the clearing, a natural habitat for them to bed down and do whatever it is they need to do, so they can come through here. It's kind of a highway right through here.
There you go. There's some of my red clover right there.
There we go.
There's some of the red. There's white clover in here. I see some radish popping up, but not real well yet. And then I know for last spring, the bobcats loved that habitat pile. Every time I would come over here, there would be pictures of the bobcats. So if you'll take a walk, as we go down, this poplar is the one that he was talking about being in the middle of the shooting lane, and it is. So that, if you watch one of our other videos, I talked about 2 poplars at the shooting range that needed to come down. This is one of the 2.
She's pretty.
It's got It's got some good wood left in her. She's got some curve to her, but for the most part, if anybody knows what else you can do with poplar besides mill it and use it for boards, like what can you do with the limb wood? Burning it's not an option. That stuff's awful. But there's got to be something else to do with limb wood. Give me an opinion.
So what do we have next to it, Josh?
That's a cherry.
Cherry over here. It's a split right down the center. Still nice. Got some heavy vine on it though.
Yeah, they're cut. So that's a cherry. That's an oak. That's called a shingle bark oak. Then you have another decent cherry that doesn't fork until about 40 feet up. And then you've got a lot of maples in this area.
There's the trail headed down to the backstops, which I don't know if you can pick that up. It's way down there. But good thing. Hey, I don't see anybody who shot the poplar.
Oh yeah, I do.
Do you? Oh, maybe one there.
Looks like one there. That's not.
No,
That's not.
that's a hole for sure.
But yeah, that's one right there.
That must have been you.
Look at that beetle.
Yeah, that's the range. We've got all kinds of ferns in here, which really add to the scenery for sure. Look at that one, viney.
The vines on this property have just been awful. We have some that are literally the size of like 8 and 10 inch diameter trees. We'll walk right by them and not even notice that they're a vine. So we're doing our best to go through and cut and kill all the vines. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. We're not looking to cut all of them because they're a good food source for the birds and the squirrels and all that. But we don't want them taking over like they have. Welcome back. Thought I'd give you a quick tour of, you've probably seen in a couple other videos that refer to the patio. My wife and youngest son found this place when we were hiking out here one day, and it was covered in about 2 feet of dirt. But we noticed the rock sticking up above, and my wife decided to start cleaning it off, and it turned out to be just an absolutely beautiful spot. But there's some interesting characteristics about this. So as you walk up here, you walk over this little knoll right here, and then all of the stones that you see down here for these steps and all this, that was actually all sitting on top of that slab. Well, when we cleaned off the dirt, these were just in layers, already broken apart. We just literally picked them up and moved them over here to fill in this hole so nobody would fall into it when they're trying to walk over and get onto the actual patio. Now, most of our rock here that we're seeing is sandstone. This area is also known for limestone, but as far as I can tell, this is not limestone, but I am not any type of a rock guy. So, but if you notice, there's a nice little walkway down through there. And then this is the elevated part that they noticed. And then you can actually walk all the way around this thing. Which is fairly interesting. Well, but one of the things we started noticing after we cleared this off and we put a Orvis fire ring in and put some chairs so we can come down here in the evenings. It's a great place to sit and watch stars. But what I was getting ready to say was, when we did this, and we actually had a friend here, and he was looking at it, and we started noticing, I don't know if the camera will pick these up or not, tooling marks. So, like, there's a spot, there's a spot, and then as you come over, you'll start seeing it goes all the way around this upper rock. Every edge has had some type of a tool taken to it. Well, after we started looking at that, we started looking at the main rock that we walk on, and lo and behold, you can start seeing the tooling marks all the way around. And I mean, they're pretty uniform too. So we have absolutely no idea why or how this thing was created, but it sure doesn't look all that natural. Because if you look down below, this is right at a 10-foot drop, and it's just, as you can see, straight down. But if you look, there's a little piece, and then where that green clump is, that is actually a part of that. And then you've got that raised area over there is just another just large raised rock. So it's a very interesting area. We have some cliffs here, and when I say cliffs, there's the biggest one is probably 50 to 60 foot, so nothing crazy. And we have a lot of exposed sandstone and some other rocks mixed in, but this is just a very unique spot. Would love it if we could figure out some more history on this, if it was man-made as far as the chiseling, or what would have caused it. So if you got any insight on something like that can happen, please leave a comment, and we can hopefully learn together on this one. But here, I'll show you. If you walk down and come to the bottom side of this, and you can see that goes way up in there. And then that's just layers upon layers of sandstone. I've never had the need to crawl way back up in there, so I don't know what's in there.